Rioting, roadblocks and warning shots greets the police in Tema as the residents fume over the death of one man.
The policeman who shoots our brother to come to book so that the whole world should see. We don't want any corruption. We want everything neat to be done clear. We want peace.
All of these happened at Tema New Town as the police tried to arrest two men they say were attempting to snatch a vehicle from its owner.
Of our vehicles with registration number DP3842 was vandalized. The glasses were broken.
This is not the first time we've seen residents clashing with the police for doing their job. So what does this mean to the nation's security? You recall the police has been lashed recently for not taking charge of the country's security. But this situation certainly doesn't look good for our security. We'll be digging deep into the matter and speak to the police for an update, plus get some security tips on how the police can enhance their job without hurting a fly. This is today's big story. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. It all started when the police tried to arrest two men who were attempting to snatch a car. Unfortunately, one of them died through a gunshot from the police. It's been a day of confusion, tension, and gunshots for the police at Tema New Town. One of the suspects, Patrick Adenyo, was gunned down immediately, but his accomplice is, however, on the run. A massive police manhunt is underway to track him down. Let's see what happened earlier today when residents clashed with the police.
The people in the new town, the boys and the workers, we know they agree because they say we know you want peace. As Ghanaians, we say we want peace. Not the first one you hear is be this. First one you hear they do the same thing about Axim that way. They kill some boy. Second you hear some for the Kumasi, and the next one here. What is as armed robbers? If you have to catch him to police station, you can't kill him. You can't kill the person.
So why exactly are you gathered in front of the police station?
We want the people. We won't come outside. They shoot the person. They come to tell us the reason why it killed the boy.
How about you? So why exactly are you here?
We are in New Town. We want the policeman who shoots our brother to come to book so that the whole world should see. We don't want any corruption. We want everything neat to be done clear. We want peace. So the police shouldn't take the law into your own hands. We are all human beings. We are abided by the Constitution of Ghana. We want peace. So the police, they should calm down and listen to what the citizens are saying. They want peace.
Is the police taking the law into its own hands? Let's hear from Police PRO from the Tema region.
On the 8th of May 2017, that was yesterday, at about 1:30 a.m., police had a distress call from somebody. I wouldn't like to mention the name now. So we received a distress call, and one of our patrol teams proceeded to the place at Tema New Town. Now, the issue was that the person who called apparently had parked his car to buy something from the roadside. Now, on his return to his car, he left his son in the car. On his return to his car, he found a gentleman in his car, the driver's seat. Whether to move the car or whatever, he could not tell. So he questioned him what he was doing in his vehicle. And then this resulted in a scuffle between the two. Now the other guy, the first guy who was in the car, was joined by a second person. And so they became two. Now the gentleman, seeing that he could not overpower them, he called the police. Then we went in. So when we got there, when police got there, the first suspect, who is Patrick Mensah, took to his heels. So the two policemen who got to the scene first arrested him, and they tried to handcuff him. It was then that a scuffle ensued between them, and the Patrick Mensah was able to snatch the rifle of one of our policemen And at that point, the other policemen who were also around also fired. Quickly, they called for reinforcement. Another patrol team arrived and took Patrick Mensah to the police hospital, but he was pronounced dead.
So if I understand you fired because he took the rifle of one of the police officers and he had access to it?
Yes, he was able to snatch the rifle from one of our policemen, and so that led to the shooting incident. So when he snatched the rifle from the policeman, the other policeman also thought their lives was in danger, so he also fired.
How about the other suspects you talked about? Is he still in custody?
No, he took to his health, and we are looking for him as I speak.
And Joseph Akable is our man on the beat. He joins me in the studio. Joseph, you're welcome on today's big story. Joseph, how did this all happen that a policeman, his gun was taken by a suspected armed robber, and how did it happen that one person has died again in the hands of the police?
When you compare the narrative being given by the police and that of the residents, they have a lot in common. The facts of the matter is that a gentleman was seen close to another man's vehicle. The police version says that when the gentleman who owns the vehicle arrived, in fact, he left his son in the car.
Wow.
He went to purchase something. When he came back, the gentleman was sitting at the driver's seat of his car.
Why he didn't lock his car?
Exactly, because his child was in the car. So when he came back, he asked the gentleman why is he in the car, so he should get out of his car. Then the two of them started engaging in an argument of a sort. So he had to call for the police to come in. We are told that 3 police officers came in. The gentlemen were 2. There were actually 2 of them. So they engaged the police officers, but they wanted to arrest the man, and he resisted arrest. So there was a bit of a scuffle between the 2 gentlemen and the other 2 police officers, but the other running to call for support. So in the course of trying to get the support, the other gentleman managed to take a weapon, a rifle, from one of the police officers. Then the police PRO tells us that the man had no other option.
And how is the police explaining that they were overpowered by the criminal?
According to the police, they explained that the gentleman is very muscular. And that was why, even though there were 3 officers against the 2 gentlemen, one had to run across the street to get the other police officers to come in, as it were, give some reinforcement to the police officers at the stage, at that ground, at that point in time. The place where the incident took place is just across the streets, just a few meters away from the police station. So they had to call, the one gentleman to rush and call the patrol team to come in support the police officers. So it has to do with the stature of the gentleman in question, we are told was quite strong and too tough for the 2 police officers. But
that doesn't seem to me enough reason for the police to be overpowered, because security issues do not have to, it doesn't have anything to do with your stature and all of that. It's strategic. They have all it takes to take care of some of these things. So this is not enough reason for a thief or a suspected thief to overpower you. But how it doesn't look like the residents are taking it kindly with the police in the area. How is the police handling the matter?
In fact, we understand that very early in the morning, the residents massed up in front of the police station. We are told that they constructed a blockade of a sort, preventing vehicles. There is a main road that is right in front of the police station, so they erected a blockade and prevented the gentlemen from moving across that particular road. So it was very difficult for vehicles moving. But the police have been to the ground. They fired tear gas to move them away. But they're unhappy about the situation. The police PRO, when I engage him again, he is calling on the youth, particularly, to remain very calm.
And we're told that there's one other suspect who's on the run.
Yes, he managed to escape. So apart from the gentleman who was gunned down, he was the gentleman believed to be aiding him. He escaped, and the police are still looking for him.
The police are still looking for him. Okay, so let's listen to the police once more. Police PRO who's talking about how the police will deal with the residents who besieged the police station.
They started attacking the police. Our car, one of our vehicles, with registration number DP3842, was vandalized. The glasses were broken, and but we sent reinforcement, and the situation was calmed. This morning, the youth also started some agitations, and they made some barricades, but we're moving to remove those barricades Our information is they have gone back to the police station, but the regional command has sent reinforcement to make sure that there is peace and security at our police station. Our regional commander has, ordered investigation into the incident. You know, when you go on operation and your weapon is taken, then your life becomes, or your life is in immediate danger. Whoever took the rifle or the gun, you don't know what will happen. I think that was the reason behind why the other policemen fired. We also want to use this medium to appeal to the youth there to, exercise some kind of patience, because the case is under investigation. My regional commander is preparing to meet the family, and we talk and negotiate. So we would plead with the youth, especially the youth, not to do anything untold. This morning they blocked roads, barricade areas, and other people must also go about their duties freely. So that was unlawful. People who are legitimately going about their businesses could not be prevented. So we are appealing to the youth to, exercise some kind of restraint, and the problem will be solved.
All right, this is today's big story. So, Joseph Akable, were you able to speak with the relatives or the family of the deceased?
Their side of the story is not so different from that of the residents. As far as they are concerned, the gentleman was not engaged in any criminal activity like the police want them to believe. They have the view that there was a false alarm that was sounded by the person whose vehicle they claim the gentleman was not in the car, but rather closer to the car. They say he's a hardworking person, law-abiding citizen. We are told he works at the Ports and Harbour. He's a laborer at that place, so they don't understand why the police should accuse him of attempting to engage in any criminal activity, for which reason it has to lead to his death. They make the point that if for nothing, someone is engaged in any activity and you want to apprehend him, why should it get to the extent of firing at him to kill him?
All right, so let's get on to the phone lines and do some more analysis. Dr. Nicholas Okan is a security analyst with Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. He joins us via phone. Good evening to you, Doc.
Oh, good evening, Aisha.
Doc.
A very quick correction. I used to be with the Kofi Annan Peacekeeping Training Center.
Okay, so you're no longer with the Kofi Annan.
But I'm no longer there.
All right. So, Doc, another person has died in the hands of the police, and people are already raising questions of professionalism. From where you said, do you in any way feel the police was unprofessional in handling this matter? Was there any better way of handling it?
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but I think police have been has this very proper protocol, very good, excellent protocol when it comes to training personnel and when it comes to handling issues like this. And I think if you look at the Criminal and Other Offences, the Procedure Act of 1960, Act 30, and I think Act 652 or 653, when it comes to use of force, the police officer can use force when it comes to arresting people, but then this will have to be reasonable, necessary, and proportional to the resistance level of the offender. This is very important. And looking at what has happened now, I think this is what we have to query. What we are hearing now is quite anecdotal. So I think not until the forensics and the autopsy have taken place, we cannot conclude. But I think if the life of a police officer is endangered in the process, of applying the law, I think that the officer has the right to defend himself and to ensure that others around would be helped. And listening to what happened, if really the individual in question tried collecting the rifle from the police officer, then that will take it to a different level. But then the police should have, this is where I also have a problem, should have actually shot the knee or the leg below the hip.
Exactly. So that's what we all know.
Yeah. So what really happened? And why the police hospital instead of the Tema General Hospital. You see, these are some of the issues that I think will have to be critically investigated. And I think this is where I have my problem. I have a problem around why the person was shot in a way that could kill him instead of immobilizing him, neutralizing him. And what the events that happened before and immediately after the weapon was discharged. These are some of the issues but it's rather unfortunate. To tell you the truth, it's rather unfortunate.
But Doc, interestingly, how does it come across to you that a criminal overpowered the police and he had no option than to kill?
Well, it can easily happen. It can easily happen. You see, I think the individual, if I go with what you just said, I think the individual tried collecting the rifle from the police officer.
Right.
And it was another police officer who shot him. So it was in the process of collecting the rifle from the colleague. So this can easily happen. This can easily happen. And why did that individual try to do that? What was the motive
behind that?
Was he collecting the rifle to prevent the police from shooting him, or he was collecting the rifle to use on the police officer? Something might have happened. I don't know. And if it's an armed robber, was he having a gun?
No, he wasn't having a gun. He wanted to take that off the policeman, probably to use.
But he was labeled as an armed robber. So I think we have to look at this issue critically. We have to look at this issue critically. I know the police have their own procedures. They have what they call, I think, the judicial inquiry. You know how what really happened. And but it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that he lost life in this situation. It's so sad.
Doc, this is not the first time we're seeing residents of a particular vicinity rioting with the police for doing their job. And even sometimes the police is overwhelmed with this kind of riot. Do you think this is healthy for policing in this country?
It's not healthy for policing, but these are, rational citizens who are responding to issues. People will behave like this. But then we have to go back to basics. Let's ask ourselves whether the kind of training that the police officers are receiving now, whether the training is enough to address these particular issues or challenges that we have in our contemporary times. Let me put it that way. And so when it comes to dialogue, I don't know, but I think there is something missing when it comes to general policing in Ghana. The way you talk to people when you want to arrest them, how you talk to them. Psychologically, even if the person is a criminal, you should be able to talk to the individual in such a way that you will de-escalate. The word is de-escalate the rather potential situation. And I believe these are the issues that we're having problem with. Maybe those are the top. The senior officers who go through various courses to know how to handle these things. But then looking at the rate at which some of these things are occurring, I think we have to look at the kind of training that we are giving to the men on the ground, whether they should be given all those deep psychological, persuasive way of talking to people to de-escalate situations on the ground. I think this is one thing that I was hoping that we critically have to look at.
There are those who feel that probably this is happening because people are losing confidence in the police, especially when we've seen in the hands of the police.
Yes, it's true. It's true. To a very large extent, looking at things, issues, stories that we've been hearing, it's quite disturbing. Some of these bad notes in the police, you see them engaging in armed robbery, extorting money from citizens, law-abiding citizens, among others. And I think gradually it will be up to the police service to look at how it can put in place, I won't call it a PR thing, but something to educate the public to ensure that, first of all, the public will have to know their rights when it comes to arrest, their rights when it comes to their privileges when they are dealing with the police. And also, gradually, the police will also have to tone down the the brutal manner in which they approach issues when it comes to arresting citizens. It should be a two-way affair. The police will have to work on the citizens and the police will have to work on themselves. I think this is what we have.
All right, many thanks to you. Dr. Nicholas Okan is a security analyst. On the other phone line is ASP Joseph Benefo Dakwa, Tema Region PRO. Good evening to you. You're welcome on today's big story.
Good evening, madam.
ASP, did the police have no other option than to kill the suspect? Was it professional?
Well, in a situation where your arm has been taken, then you cannot tell the next action. So I think for now the issue is under investigation. So I would maybe plead that we finish with the investigation, because when your arm has been taken away from you, then how can you be sure of your security, of your safety, of your life? So as I've said, it's under investigation. The CID headquarters, the homicide unit, have come to assist the Tema Regional Command to investigate. So we will investigate and find out what actually happened, what could have been done, what needed to be done, and stuff like that.
And what has happened to the other suspect who is on the run? Any update?
Yes, currently we are looking for all those people concerned to take statements from them. That will help our investigation. Everybody who was present, everybody who is concerned, involved in this act will have to give a statement to the police to help with a holistic investigation that will unravel the facts in the issue.
Now, we're told that some residents besieged your station demanding for justice, that you killed a member of the community. And there are a lot of people who feel that people are losing confidence in the police. And that is why we're having some of these things happening in our communities. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think issues must be treated on their own basis. You see, we have to treat issues in a context. We have to look at the context in which a situation on an issue happened. I don't think it's a matter of losing confidence in the police, but sometimes some of these things are expected. For instance, when it happened, they vandalized our vehicle. But one would ask, is that the right way to go? Attacking the police station, destroying state property, is that the solution? I think we also plead with the public to, exercise some kind of restraint when it comes to this kind of issue. Yes, it has happened. Immediately, the police administration had sent the CID homicide unit to come and investigate so that we actually know what happened. Until then, I don't think it's also be right for anybody to, as it were, take the law into his own hands and act otherwise. So in as much as maybe we would like to say, yes, we should allow investigation to go on, we also like to plead with the youth, especially the youth, to exercise some kind of restraint till investigation is completed and we know what actually expired.
Considering the fact that this is not the first time we've seen these kind of things happen, what measures, immediate measures, are you putting in place to prevent a recurrence?
That's what I'm saying, that every issue must be put in a context, should be analyzed within a certain context. But as you have said, we are always, police administration is always training, retraining, and stuff like that. So when issues happen, we look at it and put in place measures. It's a kind of education for us. We learn from experiences. So the police service is always learning. We look at situations, what could have been done, what we should have done, what shouldn't have been done, and then we improve upon the service or our operations every now and then. So as you said, we keep on improving, upgrading our operational instructions.
All right, many thanks to you, Tema, Region Police PRO, speaking to us. Now, Joseph, you've been on the beat. We're told that these people, did they have some weapons with them when the police got to the scene?
Not at all. The only, in terms of the two gentlemen, we are told they didn't have weapons. But for those who besieged the premises, they only made use of stones that they pelted into the premise of the police station. In fact, one of the vehicles parked right at the entrance of the police station had its windscreen damaged as a result of the stones that they were pelting into the premises of the police station.
And so these people, what happened to them? They went scot-free? No arrest was made?
I realized one gentleman was taken into the police station. We are being told that he was part of those who pelted the stones. So he was taken into the police station and the police guys spoke to him as a result. And whilst the others also moved out to try and move the gentleman away. I must say that at a point when I was even leaving the place, things had calmed down a bit compared to the information we picked up initially, because we understand that it is a two-way road, vehicles moving onto the main Tema stretch, so you can understand if such a road is blocked by residents, that could tell you the kind of resistance there or protest they were registering with regards to the police. But the police were able to contain the situation. At the point when I just arrived, that was when they were firing the tear gas and the warning shots. And
but looking at the scenario, Joseph Akable, you could tell that this person or these two people indeed wanted to snatch the car or probably get something stolen from the car. Why are the residents complaining that the police did their job? Did they explain to you why they're doing that?
That is what is a bit tough to understand, and that is why you recall when he asked of the narrative of the police, I made a point that even listening to the residents and you compare the story to that of the police, you realize that it has a lot in common.
Right.
The residents are saying that a gentleman was standing closer to another person's car. Okay. The gentleman says, you are trying to steal my car. He calls the police officer comes in, he's trying to arrest him. He runs away, they arrest him, they try to handcuff him, he fights off the police guy, he ends up shooting him. Okay. The same narrative with the police. The only difference is that the police said that they found him in the car when he came.
Exactly. And
the point the residents are making is that it appears to be one too many across in other parts of the country. They hear reports of the police gunning people down. Yes. So that is what they are not happy about. Their point is that even if he was trying to steal from the gentleman, why not just apprehend him and take him over to the police station? But mind you, the point the PRO makes is that those people making those calls were not on the grounds at that point.
When the thing happened.
And they are saying that the weapon, the rifle belonging to the police officer was taken away from him. And when I was engaging the police PRO in his office, the point he kept asking me is that if I were to be a police officer and I'm trying to apprehend someone and the person takes my gun away from me, what do you do in that scenario? The person has your weapon, he can easily shoot you.
All right, so whether it was professional to shoot or not, we've had some analysis and we're told that, of course, that should be the last resort. And I'm sure there should be a better way of doing it. If we're always going to see people die because police is arresting them and they're resisting, that would be catastrophic for our country. This is today's big story. We've been talking about some riots, confusion that happened earlier in the day at the Tema New Town. Residents and police clashed because one man was gunned down because two of them were trying to snatch a car, and the police came in to arrest, but they wouldn't give in. And the police has assured us it's still investigating. They'll come up with the outcome of their investigation. We'll follow the story and bring you a last-minute report on it. My name is Aisha. Many thanks for watching. Have a good evening.